All right, let's see. All right, looks like I got one person watching. Wait a couple of minutes just to see if more people get on. What's going on, Brian? Can you guys hear me all right? All right, perfect. All right, so we are going to get into genetics and heredity. All right. So what we're going to focus on today is Punnett squares. So really quick, we have two things. We have dominant and recessive. Okay. So dominant covers another allele. Okay. And recessive is an allele that gets covered by the dominant gene. So what's important to know is that you get a set of alleles from both of your parents. So you get one from your mom, one from your dad. Now, two of the things that we're going to talk about is homozygous and heterozygous, all right? Same, okay? So it's going to be either uppercase, 2 R's, or lowercase. I'm only using R's. It could be any letter in the alphabet. Heterozygous means that it's an uppercase and a lowercase, and we're going to talk about that. So really quick, we're going to set up a Punnett square. So if you guys have a piece of paper in front of you, I would definitely make your own Punnett square. So you're just going to make basically a square with 4 boxes for this that we're going to do eye color. Okay. So thinking about everyone in our class, what do you think the waiting for someone to write something in the chat? What do you guys think? What do you think the dominant trait is? Do you think most people have brown eyes? Brown, yes, that's correct. So what happens is if you get passed down one allele and it has a capital letter on it, that capital letter is the dominant. So that takes over everything else. So I'm going to show you guys really quick. Let's say your mom has brown eyes, okay? So for mom, I'm going to use blue. Let's say she's got capital R for 1, and then also another capital, okay? Now, let's say your dad also has brown eyes, okay? So I'm going to put a capital R here and a capital R here. Now, how to fill out the Punnett square is you're basically going to take whatever allele is above and match it up with the Punnett square, okay? So we're going to do mom first, all right? So you have capital R going into this square, another capital R, uppercase. Now we're going to go to the next one. So since mom has another uppercase allele, we're going to bring that down, and then we're going to do that again, okay? So right now, we only put the alleles that you get from your mom, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing with dad. We're going to bring it across. We got another uppercase, 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 okay? So these are the alleles that are passed on. So for an offspring, we have to figure out what the percent is that you're either going to have brown eyes or blue eyes, okay? So if these have 4 squares, what do you think the percent of each one of these represents? How much does 100, how many squares? So if there's 4, what are the percent that each one of these squares equals? Brian, you're jumping ahead, but I like where you're going. But let's say, what would this one square represent? How much percent? 25, okay? So remember, every time there's an uppercase, okay, it equals 25%. So if an uppercase is brown eyes, if it's an uppercase here, that's brown eyes. Uppercase here, brown eyes, uppercase and uppercase. Okay, so the percent that you are going to have brown eyes is going to be 100%. Okay, now since there's no lowercase, what is the percent that you're going to have blue eyes? What do you guys think? Waiting for someone. 0%. Perfect, Jeffrey. Okay. So remember, every time that there is an uppercase, doesn't matter, it's always going to be the dominant allele that is shown. So let's try that again. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's say that instead, I give you guys a problem, and we say that mom is still dominant. Homozygous, all right, dominant. So she's got 2 uppercase R's. But let's say that dad is heterozygous, meaning that he's got a capital R and a lowercase r. So I'm going to put a lowercase r over here. All right. It looks more like a V. So now we're going to do the same thing. Okay. We're going to bring down mom's alleles. So we got capital R, capital R, capital R, capital R. And then we're going to bring over dad's. So capital R, we're going to put that in here. Capital R. Now we got a lowercase r. So you always want to put, no matter what, you always want to put the lowercase r or lowercase letter second. You always want to put the dominant one first. Okay? So let's go over this again now. Now we have to find the percent chance. Remember, uppercase letters is the dominant gene. So for this, our dominant gene that's going to be shown is brown eyes. So brown eyes, okay? If we look, do we have a capital R? Yes, right? So that's going to be 25%. Now we go to the next one. Is there a capital R? There's 2 of them, so that's going to be 50% now. Now we have a uppercase R and a lowercase r. But since there's still an uppercase R, that dominant gene is still going to be shown, which is going to be our brown eyes. And the same thing over here. So what percent are you still going to have brown eyes? Let's see. We got 6 people watching. I want all 6 to write down. What do you think? All right. We got 1 person with the answer. We got Brian. Brian, is your brother watching at the same time? All right, perfect. Okay, so we have 100% again. And 0% for blue eyes. Okay. So now let's say that, remember, you're only going to get one of these for you. So let's pass this down. Let's say both of your parents have capital R and lowercase r. So let's start this over now. So I want you guys to make another Punnett square. And I want you to put capital R for mom and a lowercase, and a capital for dad and a lowercase. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug everything into the Punnett square. So we're going to go capital R, capital R. But this time, now that it's lowercase r, we're going to put this over here. We're going to put this over here. Now we're going to do the same thing for dad. We got capital R, capital R, capital R. Now we have lowercase. So I'm going to bring in lowercase r and lowercase r. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what the chance, the percent that the offspring is going to have brown eyes and blue eyes. So uppercase R, uppercase R. That is 25%. So we could put, this is going to be brown. Brown eyes. Now we have uppercase R, lowercase r. So we got brown again because there is an uppercase. Now we got uppercase R, lowercase r. That's still going to be brown. But now we have two lowercase r's. So what eye color is that going to represent? I'm asking you guys. All right, so this is going to be blue. So now, since each square represents 25%, what percent is going to be brown? All right, so we count them up, right? We got 25, 50, 75. So it's going to be 75%. Now, what percent is going to be 25? Or I just gave you guys the answer. So now blue is going to be 25%. Okay? So looking at this, you can have a chance where your mom, because she's got an uppercase R, she could have brown eyes. Your dad has an uppercase R and a lowercase r. He also has brown eyes because that dominant gene takes over the blue eyes. But they can have an offspring and they can have both a blue eye child. Okay? Now, since we're doing this, does this mean if they have one person, right? If they have their first child and you get blue eyes, does that mean that this box is done with? And the only way, if you have another child, you'll have another brown eye child. What do you guys think? Or do you think it starts over every time? So you guys think once this is done, you have one blue eye child, then it's over, then all the other ones are going to be brown? So what happens is it starts over every time. Okay? So there's a percent chance that if these are both your parents and they both have the recessive gene carried on, that they have a 25% chance every time to have a blue eye child, whereas they have a 75% chance to have a brown eye. Okay? So let's try this again. So I'm going to do this with my family, okay? I have blue eyes, all right? But my mom has brown eyes, and my dad has blue eyes. So if my dad has blue eyes, all right? So I want you guys to really think about this, okay? If my dad has blue eyes, what am I writing here? Am I writing uppercase or lowercase? Or am I writing one of both? What do you guys think? If my dad has blue eyes, what do you think you're going to write in there? Remember, though, if it's uppercase, if there's any uppercase, you're going to have brown eyes. If you're lowercase, you're going to have blue. Okay? So, if my dad has uppercase and lowercase, like some of you said, that's going to give him brown eyes. So that can't work. So what do I have to change this uppercase R to? 2 lowercase is good. All right. So now we're going to go to mom. My mom has brown eyes. So what 2 letters am I going to write up here? All right, I'm seeing a lot of people putting uppercase R's. All right, we're going to try it, okay? So I got uppercase R and uppercase R. All right? Let's try this one first because I saw a lot of people putting double R's first. So let's go bring down mom. So we got uppercase R, uppercase R, uppercase R, uppercase R. Now we're going to bring over dad's. Since it's lowercase, I'm going to put that second. So I got R, 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 R. So looking at my first box, is there an uppercase? Yes, right? So that's going to represent what eye color? This would be, let me get a black marker. This is going to be brown, right? Go to this one. It's going to be brown again. Brown. And then we have brown. So my percent chance of having brown eyes is 100%. Blue is 0%. So what do we have to change, though, for me to have blue eyes? What do we have to change? We got to change dad that has blue eyes with lowercase, lowercase, or do we have to change something with mom? So what alleles does my mom have to have? Lowercase r? Just one of them, Brian, or 2? All right, Jeffrey, so change one R to lowercase. Okay, so now let's change one of mom's. So let's get rid of all this again. So remember, even though we put a lowercase r for mom, all right, it still means that mom has brown eyes because she has one uppercase R, okay? So now we're going to bring it down, right? We got uppercase R, we got uppercase R, we got lowercase r, lowercase r. We're going to go across with dad, uppercase R, uppercase R, uppercase, or lowercase r, lowercase r. So now looking at this, what's my first square going to be? Is it going to be brown or blue eyes? Write your answer in the comments. Looks like we got 4 people commenting. Who else is out there on this chat? All right, so Brian and Josue says brown. So we got brown here. What about lowercase and lowercase? What eye color is that going to give me? So if it's 2 lowercases, what does lowercase equal? Blue, right? Because is that a dominant trait or a recessive? It's going to be blue. Now, Brown. All right, good. So now we have two boxes with brown eyes. So what percent chance are you going to have or what percent chance did my parents, right? Because we're using them as examples, because my dad has blue eyes, so he's got to have two lowercase. And then my mom has brown eyes, so she's got to have at least one dominant gene, okay? So it's going to be 50% chance. And then for blue eyes, it's going to be 50% chance, okay? Now remember, does this mean, so for me, I got blue eyes, right? I have 3 other siblings, so there's 4 of us total. Does this mean that since there's 4 boxes, half of us are going to have brown eyes and half of us are going to have blue eyes? What do you guys think? No, right? Good. Oh, careful, Jeffrey. Because remember, it starts over every time, okay? Every time your parents have a kid, right, they're giving both of their alleles, okay, their set of alleles, and then this is individually for you, okay? So they pass it on, and every time it starts over. So I got blue eyes, right? So we're gonna write this down. So me, I got blue eyes. Okay. Then my brother also got blue eyes. My other brother got blue eyes. And then my sister also got blue eyes. So even though there was a 50% chance, okay, that we were going to get brown eyes every time, we all got blue eyes. Okay, so let's try this with something totally different. What do you guys want to do? Hair color? Let's do hair color. Someone give me an example. What do you guys think the dominant hair color is? Let's see, make sure this thing's still staying up. All right, good, right? Most of us have brown hair or black hair, dark hair, okay? So our dominant, all right, for this is brown hair. What do you guys think the recessive color hair? If you don't have brown hair, you usually have what color hair? For hair color. Blonde. Good. Okay. So now we're going to go, right? We got black hair and blonde. Okay. So we're going to do the percent for this. Remember, the letters can change. So someone give me a different letter. All right. Y. Okay. So we're going to do Y. So for this, I'm going to give you guys one, and then we're going to go over it. Okay. Let's say that mom has lowercase y and lowercase y. Let's say dad has uppercase y and lowercase y. All right. So right now, since mom has 2 lowercase y's, what color hair does she have? What color hair does mom have? She has 2 lowercase y's. Blonde. Okay. So I'm going to write blonde right here. All right. Now, let's say that dad has uppercase Y and lowercase y. What color hair is that going to give him? Brown, okay? So I'm going to write brown right here. So I want you guys right now, I want you to fill out your Punnett Squares and then calculate if the percent chance that their offspring is going to have black hair or blonde hair. All right, I'll give you guys a little time. So what do we get? What's the percent chance that you're going to have brown hair if these were your parents? All right, I'm seeing some of them coming in, okay? All right, so we're going to try this, okay? So I'm going to bring over dad's first. So dad has uppercase Y, and he's got lowercase y, lowercase y. All right. Now we're going to bring over mom. So mom's got lowercase, 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 lowercase. So this first box, we got uppercase Y. So that's dominant, right? So that's going to mean that box is going to be brown hair. We got uppercase Y and lowercase y, so now it's also going to be brown. Now we have two lowercase y's, so that's going to give us blonde. And then we have two lowercase, so that's going to give us another blonde. Okay? So right now, if we're doing this, right, how many brown boxes do we have? We got two of them, right? So two brown boxes, since there's four of them, each one of those boxes is 25%. It's going to be 50% black hair and 50% blonde hair, okay? So we're going to do one more thing, another way that they can ask you questions, okay? So I'm going to get rid of my percent. I'm going to get rid of dad's alleles and mom's alleles. I'm going to get rid of this whole box. It's getting a little messy. I'm going to make a new box. Okay. So sometimes there's going to be a question where it's going to ask you to actually set up what mom and dad have instead of me just giving you the letters, okay? So for this, they might ask you or tell you that mom has homozygous recessive genes, okay? So homozygous, what does that mean? Is she going to have two of the same letters or two different letters? What do you guys think? What does homozygous mean? Are they going to be two of the same or two different? The same, right? But now, because homozygous, it can either be capital R's that are the same or two capital lowercase letters, all right? So now, since we're talking, right, I'm saying that your mom, okay, or the offspring for this, right, your parent has homozygous recessive genes. So what two letters am I going to write up here? If I say homozygous recessive. And for this, let's use B this time. What am I going to write up here for mom? Remember, homozygous, that means both of them have to be the same. And since I say recessive, is it going to be capital or lowercase? All right, I'm seeing a lot of you guys put in lowercase. Good, right? Because remember, recessive is going to be lowercase every time. And we're using B, right? So we got B and B. Okay? So now for this, we're going to say that dad has heterozygous genes. So heterozygous, does that mean both of them are the same or different? Different, right? Good. Okay, because remember, heterozygous, it's got to be an uppercase and a lowercase. So since we're writing this down over here, what do I want to put first? Do I want to put the dominant gene or the recessive gene? What am I going to write up here? Am I going to write big B or little b? Dominant one, right? So dominant's going to be big B, uppercase. Okay. Now, since I said that it's heterozygous, it's going to be lowercase b. Okay. So now we're going to follow these across, right? So let's keep red for dad. Big B, big B. Bring it over little b and little b. Bring down mom's recessive genes. So for the first square, what am I writing? Am I going to get black hair or blonde hair? Black, good. What if I go down? I got two lowercase b's. What's that going to give me? Blonde, good. Now let's go across. Got uppercase B, lowercase b. What's that going to give me? Black hair. Now I got two lowercase b's. So since they're both recessive, it's going to be blonde. Okay? So we count it up again. So you're going to get, since there's two of them, you're going to get 50% black hair and 50% blonde hair. Okay? So every time that there's a chance for an offspring, okay, you have a 50% chance of having black hair or a 50% chance having blonde hair. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys a problem now. All right? And I want you guys to try. All right, let's say for this, okay, we're going to do one more and then we'll call it. Let's say that for mom, okay, she has homozygous recessive, okay? And then let's say for dad, he's got homozygous dominant. All right, so I want you guys to try this on your own. Okay, we'll keep using letter B, and we're going to figure out for this black hair or blonde hair. All right, so let's use letter B. Okay. And while you guys are doing that, I'm just going to set up my Punnett square. I'll give you guys a little bit of time. All right, so remember, mom's homozygous recessive, homozygous dominant. And then when you think you got the answer, put it in the chat. All right, so for this, I got them written down right here, okay? So we got homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive. Okay. I'm seeing some answers coming in. All right, you guys ready to try this? So homozygous, right? That's the same or different? What does homozygous mean? Same, right? Okay, good. So if we're saying mom is homozygous recessive, are we going to do uppercase B or lowercase b? All right, you guys are right that it's going to be the same. And since we're recessive, is that the dominant gene? Which means it's going to be uppercase, or is it going to be the lowercase gene? Lowercase gene, okay? So let's put 2. We're using B, right? Okay. So now we're going to go to dad. We're also saying he is homozygous and dominant, okay? So homozygous, is that going to be same or different? I think there's a little bit of a lag on the chat, but that's okay. All right, so homozygous same and dominant, it's got to be both the same letter. So we're going to be putting capital B and capital B, okay? All right, so let's bring this across. Let's finish our Punnett square. So we got capital B, capital B, capital B, capital B. Now we're going to bring the alleles from mom down. B, B, lowercase b, lowercase b. So remember, every time you have an uppercase B, what color hair are you going to have? Brown or blonde? or black hair, yes. Okay, you're gonna have dark hair. So uppercase B, you got black hair. Uppercase B, black hair again. Uppercase, black. And then you also have black hair. Okay? So since they're all black hair, you're gonna have 100% chance of having black hair, whereas you're gonna have 0% chance of blonde hair. Okay? All right, so guys, over the weekend, I'm gonna assign on Google Classroom. I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of these problems, and then on Monday, okay, we'll go over them live. All right. I'm gonna set it up. It'll probably be up later today, and then you get the whole weekend to do them. I'll keep it to like 10 questions. All right, where you just got to set up the Punnett Square and then go from there. Okay. Make sure every time you make a new one. All right. I'm going to give you some where I just give you the letters and you have to fill it in, or I'm going to give you ones where I give you whether it's homozygous or heterozygous and whether it's dominant or recessive. Okay. All right. I'm glad that you guys came on and did the live chat. Does anyone have any questions before I go? And also, since we're still getting word out. For Monday, I'm going to change it. I know we met at 1 o'clock, but I'm going to go to 12 o'clock. All right. So try to get the homework done by 12 o'clock. All right. And then we're going to go live on 12. Okay. I'll do another remind on Sunday. Okay. And then make sure whether you need to Snapchat it or message your friends. Okay. Since you have 12 p.m. next class. Mr. Cornell, that's his 8 o'clock class, but I'll talk to him. I know I think we flip-flopped our 2 grades, but I'll talk to Mr. Cornell. But I'm pretty sure that's his 8th grade class. All right. Brian, I'll talk to him because I'm pretty sure it's his 8th grade class. You guys are my 7th grade. Okay. And then we'll go from there. All right. Also, make sure if there's anyone not in the Google chat room, okay, Google Classroom, make sure you talk to them about, joining the class. I know it's a little difficult for everyone to get on and stuff. And I'll keep this video up for a couple of days. All right. Okay, yeah, he only has 8th. That's what I thought. All right. So I'll see you guys later, all right? Let's go same thing. I'm just reading some of the chats, just making sure I answer anything. Yeah, try to get Andy and Sebastian on. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you guys later, all right?